Bro, these Scooby snacks are fired up. Have you had the honey ones though?
I have. Man, my thing is, if you get a honey, if you that's here's what's crazy. If you're gonna get a honey one, man, you might as well go get a graham cracker, right? What are you doing?
Nah,
man?
but the honey on these Scooby snacks hit a little different, bro. I'm telling you.
Okay, two things. First thing.
Are you ready?
No, I got two things for you. First thing.
No.
Honey. Like, do you like honey? Because I didn't know I liked it. I really like honey, man. I can just
like a honey and peanut butter sandwich. Bomb.
No, that's a lot of honey. That sounds like a lot of honey. I mean, just a little scoop of honey, because you nothing with it. You just eat it like that.
No,
you don't like that or what? That's good. Tripping. And then my second part was, I think the best fruit snacks ever is the smiley face fruit snacks. Those are the best ones. They're hard, but they're just different colors and they're smiley. You know which ones I'm talking about? They're like this thick.
I don't.
You don't know? Yo, that needs to help me. I think they come in orange packages. There's nothing even close. I mean,
are you ready?
I get you with these little fruit ones, and like that's cool.
Can we go?
It's fun to look at, but Red, the smiley face one.
Hey, we need to go.
I mean, the box is orange. Oh my gosh! And I cannot go down the aisle of the store, Red, because they come in like 50 packs.
We gotta go. Yo, what's happening? Welcome back to Last Second Dose. Where we doing the most, talking about fruit snacks and Scooby snacks, y'all already know. But hey, it's your boy Rad out here in Rip City, Portland, Oregon. Big repping those Detroit Lions, y'all already know, baby. It's us versus everybody. But I got him, Mr. Mustachio, Dose of Dion. What's happening, Brody?
What's going on, Rad? I hit my mic and it turned off. That's crazy. This special mic that you can tap when it turns off. That's great. First off, the chat's already tripping. I mean, we just got in here and my man's saying Black Forest is the best. Look, I'm not gonna hate on Black Forest, but are we serious? Because my thing is, it's like this. It's one of these situations where if you haven't had the smiley face fruit snacks, I get it. But if you've had them and you're gonna sit here and deny that they're the best, it's crazy, Red. It's actually disrespectful. It's disrespectful to all the other fruit snacks because you need something to try to reach. You need a great fruit snack that everybody tries to compete with. But you know what I mean?
Face ones. What brand is it?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I might have to look it up. I don't know. Chat knows. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know, you gotta know.
Smiley face ones.
Yeah, you look up smiley face fruit snacks.
I don't know.
Let me see. Hold on.
I ain't never had those.
They're the off-brand fruit snacks. I didn't even remember. That's why they're probably hard. Yo, let me share it with you. Here you go. Look at this. Oh man, that's a problem. I just shared it. Those are a problem. Yo, why does it look like? I don't know. Oh, those are different, Red.
Oh, the great value, huh?
That is a great value, though. They ain't lying.
Oh my gosh, that's why.
Yeah, those are different.
Great value. Yeah, I don't know those, bro. Huh? I'm sorry. I'm a great value buyer, but
hey, sometimes great value is where it's at, though. Like I'm like not even just saying because of the price. Like taste wise, sometimes the off brand is actually better. You just didn't know it, but that's one of those situations. That stuff is different. Get that from your store. And if you don't like it, I'll reimburse you the $5 that you bought the box for because they're a problem. Yeah, the
off-brand. I might okay. If you're reimbursing,
they're a problem. Yeah.
I'll do it then if you're reimbursing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But anyways, man, let's get on topic.
Okay.
Y'all seen what the title is? This is the year. It's a make or break year for a lot of jokers. On the team.
I didn't see the title. What's the title?
This is the year.
That's what it is.
This is the year, bro. Like this is it. This is the end. No Michael Jackson. You either put up or shut up. And it's quite a few jokers on the Lions who got to put up or shut up. I mean, we can start with whoever you want to start with. Chat, I want y'all to throw out two chat who y'all think is a make or break year. Y'all can get involved and let us know who's on the chopping block. If they do it, they out of Motor City. I mean, I don't want to jump it off with your guy. We don't have to start it off with your guy if you don't want to.
Now let's ease into that one because we know
that you want to ease into your boy. Okay,
let's not.
Okay, shout out to the chat. See you, John.
Right, we already know how that's gonna go. We just did our quarterback ranks. By the way, I got copyrighted for that video, and I don't know why. Randomly, an hour and 45 minutes into it, for like 10 seconds, I got copyrighted. Have no idea, but you know what? That's YouTube. Shout out to YouTube.
Oh, hold on. Let's jump it off with the chat real quick. He got John said Austin Bryant. Austin Bryant, make or break year. What you think? Go ahead.
It's funny you said that because I actually wrote down
Austin Bryant.
I wrote down this. I wrote down. Well, not players. We're looking at players that we know will make the team. I said not Austin Bryant. And he says Austin Bryant, but we can talk about it. I didn't know. I thought we were talking about players that I'm not for sure Austin Bryant's gonna make the team. So Austin Bryant to me is a in or out. Does he make the 53 rather than is he? Because even if he makes it, is he gonna get the snaps to really prove himself? I don't know. I don't know if he'll get the snaps to get a big time deal this year unless injuries go crazy. So I feel like it's not for Austin Bryant a make or break. It's an in or out situation. That's how I see it.
I piggyback. I would agree. I don't think he's gonna make the team. He wasn't part of this regime. That's that Fatty P and Bob Quinn regime draft pick. So they really have no ties to Austin Bryant. And we drafted edges this offseason. So I think he's about to get pushed out. And then first in playing Sam linebacker, I don't know if he's athletic enough to play Sam linebacker. Even if he is, he's got to compete with Julian, Jared Davis, and our draft pick. I can't think of his name right now. Golly, I drew a blank. Houston. There it is, James Houston. So I don't think he's beating none of those guys. I don't think Austin Bryant will make the team.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's you made the point because I'm not sure what position he is. Hey, I think he had a good year last year. I think it was actually his best season, but so did Julian Okwara. My thing is what is he? You said he might be a Sam. Well, if he is and Davis isn't, maybe he could be the third. But to me, because James Houston is locked. I feel like Julian's a lock. So I don't really know what his spot is on this team. So that's how I see it. If he makes the team, he probably won't play very much. And you're muted, Brad.
I'm muted. I'm not muted. I wasn't muted. No, I wasn't.
You were.
I was muted. You're right. I'm sorry. I was eating my Rice Krispie treat. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, you're good.
I mean, let's stay in this position. We're gonna jump it off. Let's jump it off at Julian Okwara. Okwara.
Yeah.
You're muted. You tapped your mic.
Well,
personally,
if I touch the mic, I go muted. What? Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
I do think it's a make or break year for him. Just to kind of piggyback off with the Austin Bryant, he's not part of the new regime. He came in with Fatty P and Bob Quinn. I think he did have a pretty solid year last year. Did he get 6 sacks last season? I think he finished the year with 6 sacks.
Yeah.
Not a bad year. But now he's actually kind of projected to be our starting Sam linebacker. So therefore, he's going to have to bang this year. He's going to have to ball this year, I think, in order to earn that second contract with us, just because they did not draft him. Brad Holmes did not draft him. So I think he still has a lot to prove. I think he's a good football player, but I think it's a make or break year for him, because if he doesn't put up some type of stats, or at least if he doubles back with another 6 sack season, I think he is going to earn a second contract. And he shows that his coverage skills are solid, and he's holding that edge, holding the point of attack. I think he could earn a second contract, but I think he's on that make or break year for as far as like a Detroit Lion this year. I think he needs to have a big year in order to be coming back.
Yeah.
What do you think about Julian?
Shout out to Ken. Absolutely. That was Rad's idea.
What's that?
To do that, to put the names on the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. I think, but Julian has 2 years left on his deal. He is going to probably be a starter. We think he'll be a starter as a sandbacker this year. They said his PF Pro Football Reference has him with 5 sacks, but he played a career high 362 snaps last season. You're right, he can cover, man. I think he fits that position really well. So I guess I say, how is it a make or break year? Because is it a make or break year to make the team? Are you saying next season? Because you're right, he might not. I don't know if he's in line for extension because you have James Houston, but if he just played solid this season, I mean, then they would have to think James Houston could take that role eventually. And I don't know if they view that's the long-term fit for him. Maybe they do, though.
I think it's a make or break to see if he's coming back with us after this following season. I think it's a make or break because they did not draft the guy. I think he's a good football player, and I think there's still room for him to grow. Like I don't think he's hit his peak yet.
Right.
Because he's dealt with injuries a couple years. Last year he had a few sacks and things like that. So I think it's a make or break year because we did, like you just said, we drafted James Houston, and they could be thinking that's a part of the future. He's a guy who's going to play the Sam linebacker, rush in for us for the future. So in order for him to earn that second contract, I think he's going to have another six sack plus season because playing Sam linebacker, he's still going to be coming off the edge and be blitzing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think he's going to have to put up better film than he did last year in order to get a second contract.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying there because I think it's probably going to be a little bit of a different role than what he was last season. So how does he transition to that role? Because James Houston is definitely a different build than Julian Okwara. So if we're just saying what they're looking for, and you look at Houston compared to Julian Okwara, they're two different players. Even though Julian's kind of an undersized defensive end, they still have two different play styles, big time. Julian's just athletic enough where a lot of times he dropped last year when they would bring pressure, where they would blitz. He had some great plays too in coverage, like the one he had against the LA Rams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, how well does he transition to that position group? Because that role is going to be limited. You're not going to see that on the field very often because they're going to be playing, extra DBs, things like that. So it's going to be weird because I'm wondering if his snap counts actually go down this year. Maybe they're similar. He had 362 last year because on sub packages, is he going to be on the field? Like, let's say everybody's healthy. Does he play over Charles? Probably not. Aiden will be out there. Romeo will be out there when he's healthy. So maybe he gets a little bit of mix on sub because
I think his snap count's probably going to stay about the same.
It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I think the ability to drop, the athleticism to play different spots, rush from different spots could make him a piece that they like on pass downs. But if Josh Pascal's out there, I mean, he'd be like your last guy to put out there. But I don't know. Yeah, it's going to come down to that. I think it comes down to how much coverage ability does he show from that position, because if he shows enough coverage ability, then they'll feel like he's one of the players they want to have on third down because he's very flexible and he's not a liability when he drops. So I think last year he showed. So, I mean, I would say this. I think Julian's going to be here next year, too. I like Julian.
I think he has a good shot of being here. I would agree.
Boom. It's good stuff.
You want to stay on that side of the football, or you want to jump it over to the offense?
Hey, that's you, man. You got the clicker, man.
I don't have the clicker.
I don't got the you're tripping.
I do got the clicker. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You know what? Let's jump. Let's go to the other side of the ball.
Okay.
I think it's this guy right here. My guy, Mick Swift, though. I think it's a make or break year. I really do. And what I mean, I think Swift has to prove that he can make it through a full season. I'm not even going to get into like what he needs to do as far as like yards and touchdowns, receiving yards, things like that. I think with him, he just needs to show that he can make it a full season without missing a game. Because we know when Swift plays, he impacts the game. So we can throw the stats away and he needs to be productive. Obviously, I think he needs to be productive, but I'm not going to sit here and say I think Swift needs to have 1,000 yards rushing and 400 yards receiving. No, it's not even like that. I think he just needs to be on the field. He needs to be available. And I think he will earn a second contract. That's because, I mean, he's not a part of this regime. They have no ties to him, really. We can't say this is their guy. This is their running back. You know what I mean? They didn't draft the kid. So therefore, he needs to prove. Even Staley said it. He's got to learn how to play hurt. So for Swift, I think the biggest thing is him just being available. Not even stats, just because on the field, he's going to put up the stats. If the offensive line stays intact and play like how they're supposed to play, his stats are going to come. Because I think he's a really good running back. It's just that he needs to stay healthy. I think that's what he needs to do for make or break. Because if he comes out and he misses, let's say 6 games this year, we're drafting a running back this offseason. I would guarantee it.
Yeah, no,
I would guarantee we draft a running back if he misses 6 games. I think if he misses 6 games. If he misses 6 games, we're going to grab a running back. So he needs to show that he's available. And Dose, you need to get your mic working because you're muted. So tap. And why everybody tap that like button for us one time. You hear it? It helps out the channel, baby. But go ahead, Dose. What you think about Mick Swift, though? Chat, what y'all think Swift need to do also?
So I'm reading the chat. My man said 1,500 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah, I just seen that.
Woo, okay. You know what? That's not a lot, though. I think he should hit that. There's no reason he doesn't hit that. If he's healthy all games and he doesn't hit that, that's a concern. It's a very big concern if he can't hit that. He'll get enough touches to do so, especially after last year in terms of receptions, even though I think that'll come down a little bit. But yeah, you're right, man. DeAndre Swift, he's got 2 years left, this year and next year. He wasn't a first-round pick, so there won't be that fifth-year option they decide on. But I definitely think they like DeAndre Swift a lot. The question will come down to me, how many backs do they keep coming into this year? That'll be the question, because let's say they keep DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Craig Reynolds. They keep their fullback, and that's it. If they keep 4 guys at that position, to me, DeAndre Swift is definitely a much more lock going forward. And then you talk about drafting a running back. Definitely see that coming in play if that's the case. But if they keep around Jamar, or maybe they keep around Jamar and Godwin, at that point I see it hard to see them drafting maybe another running back, because those guys will probably get some carries. But no, I mean, the thing with DeAndre Swift, like, we're not talking making the roster. I don't think we're talking big time extension.
Right.
That's always tough with running backs. It is. And
he's got to prove that he can stay healthy in order to get that. I'm telling you, if he misses 6 games, they're going to go get a running back this offseason. And I don't think we're carrying,
because Jamal.
I don't think we're carrying 4.
Craig will be off a contract unless they bring him back, which I think he should.
I think if Craig does what he did last year and build up on that, he deserves another contract. He deserves to come back. But I don't think we're going with 4 running backs. I don't think your boy's making the squad. I really don't. Jamar.
Well, he better make the squad. We're gonna talk about
like he's going to
make the squad. That's great. It's gonna be absolutely disgusting if he does not. I'm gonna be so disappointed if he gets cut.
I don't think we're doing it, man. He's gonna be on the practice squad though.
No, he won't, because he'll get picked up.
By who?
Somebody. I don't know. The Texans. They pick up everybody. Someone's
the
gonna
Texans.
pick him up.
Like, who's gonna pick this guy up?
Man,
like,
I'll pick him up. I'll start my team. My good. Hey, look. You know what? He had his 60 yards last season. It was enough. We've seen enough. He was good in the preseason. He needs to come back next season. But I'm with you. I think DeAndre Swift will definitely – he'll be in line for an extension. You're right. If DeAndre Swift – here's the thing. If DeAndre Swift is healthy this year, he will get an extension by the Lions. If he plays 15 games this year – and I'm not saying playing 15 games in terms of – well, 3 of them he got 3 carries. No, that doesn't count. 15 legitimate games this year, he will get an extension by the Lions.
I would agree with that. Because at that point, I think he still could put up close to 1,000 yards rushing and about 400 yards receiving if he can play 15 games. I agree with that. Hey, shout out to my guy James. I see you in the building, baby. What's happening?
Yeah, we can't let Jamar go. Chat knows. Hey, Chat knows. We can't let that man go. We crazy,
bro.
Let him go.
Jamar.
I'm excited though. We got good bags, man. Godwin's a good bag too. Like I'll even give him credit. Like, he's not a bad back. But here's the thing: Craig Reynolds is a legitimate problem, and the issue is that we have such a good running back group. It's gonna be tough for him to get spots without injuries because, bro, Craig Reynolds is an issue. Craig Reynolds will be above Jamar Jefferson, and I think he's definitely earned to be above Jamar Jefferson. He's honestly, he may have earned, taking away reps from some of these top guys.
Well, hold on now. I felt like that was about to come out your mouth. Hold on now.
Here's the thing: we know what Jamal is, and I love his energy, and he has a larger sample size. But if I'm saying who ran better last season, I'm taking Craig Reynolds. In the sample, Craig Reynolds was a better running back last season. So Craig Reynolds has earned the carries that he gets. He's limited, but then people forget like how versatile he is too. The fact that he's willing to block, how good of a pass catcher he was going back to coming out of college. We're just so deep at back. Woo! Hey, we good at running back though.
Jordy agrees with you. I would use Craig over Jamal. I mean, I don't know, man. It's situational. I think it's situational. Jamal runs harder. Like, if it's short yardage, I'm obviously about to use Jamal over Craig. But I think Craig brings that element of that big play element more than Jamal. You know what I mean? Don't nobody know what you're saying, Dose. You're muted again. Yep, you are, but it's okay.
We go.
Yeah, you're still muted.
Jamal had some big runs last year. I mean, week 1, he was already popping it off. Like, Jamal can run. I've already seen the comment, though. Craig Reynolds, to me, has much better vision. Craig Reynolds probably has the best vision of any back that we have. I would say that. The guy just sees it early. He anticipates where he's going very early in runs. But athletically, is he a big play threat over Swift? No. Jamal Williams, like you said, short yardage back. He's our best short yardage back. He's a problem when you get in those situations, and he'll continue to be that. My thing is, though, I don't think Jamal Williams will. I don't think Jamal Williams is going to be here after this year. But we'll see.
Not.
Maybe because he's
not.
He gets less. If we can take away some carries, we can bring him back cheaper, and I'm cool with that.
He won't, bro. Because I think running backs come a dime a dozen. You can find a running back real late, undrafted, and they'll ball. I mean,
crazy now. Don't be talking crazy now.
Craig Reynolds, Jamar Jefferson, like. I don't think Jamal will. He's going to be 30, right? He'll be 30 years old. And, once you hit that 30 age at the running back, it's kind of like you 50. Like,
Jamal will be 28.
No, I'm not going.
I wrote down. He's 27 right now.
Did you get that from Wikipedia?
No, I got that from Pro Football Reference. I got it from his contract. I
want to make sure. I don't know. Wikipedia be lying.
It's older for a back, though. I mean,
I don't think he's going to come back.
We shouldn't have to keep him around, though. Like we shouldn't have to because of who we have. To me, that's why you can't cut Jamar Jefferson. If you cut Jamar Jefferson, honestly, I would hold deep at this spot because if there's a very legitimate shot that Jamal Williams probably ain't back because of his contract, then why in the world would you cut one of these young guys? Because then you're putting yourself into a box of, well, we better go draft someone next year because we need the depth, or we got to sign a new guy and hope that they're this good. I wouldn't play around with that, man. I'd hold a little bit deeper at this spot, knowing that Jamar Jefferson's got this year and 2 years on his deal. Godwin is under contract for – I actually don't know. I don't know how long Godwin's under contract. But either way.
You got
to keep him around.
You're hyped on Jamar, but there's a reason why Jamar wasn't playing last year, bro.
He played
a little bit. Then he got hurt, and then he was back healthy. But we never seen him again.
He was good, man. So, he was a problem.
We don't know if he's good.
We saw him a little bit. We saw him in Green Bay. We saw him in the last game of the season. He got like 2
bro. There's something wrong with Jamar. To let a guy
we're just good
who was working at Home Depot take your spot.
Craig Reynolds is really good. You're right, though. You're right.
There's something going on. Either his pass blocking. Something's up where Jamar. I don't know how you getting beat out with people that are undrafted. I don't know.
I would think about it like this because you're right. Jamar Jefferson coming out wasn't a big receiving threat. He didn't have pass protection was one of his biggest concerns. Meanwhile, Craig Reynolds, small school, yes, but he was a big time receiving threat, playing a lot of passing downs. So you're right. I agree with you. Sub package, I think he immediately probably took over the spot, and maybe playbook plays into that as well. But okay, we keep Craig Reynolds. We know he's here this year. This is last year, and then he'll probably get paid again. Jamal could be out, so Swift slides in. Then he got 2. Man, you want to have Jamar around, man. At least keep Godwin, but you want to have Jamar around to have your 3, to have your really good 3 there. And then Jason Cabinda will be under contract, and hey, there you go. You're moving forward for the next 2-3 years, and you got your backs figured out. That's a good backcourt too. I like that. You feel good about that. You roll into a game like that, right? You're a problem. And you got a little change of pace there with Swift. Man, we got to keep some backs this year.
Oh, you got to show me the film of Jamar Jefferson because you just love the kid.
He was a problem.
You
he was
love
a problem
him.
in college.
I need to see the film.
He was 5 yards a pop this year, even though it was very small. He's good in the preseason.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. I'll show you the film.
I mean, we'll see.
Here's what I say
in a couple weeks. We're gonna see.
Craig Reynolds, great vision, right? That's what Jamar is. He's a vision back. Like he doesn't break many tackles in comparison to who else do we have? We have Jamal. We have Swift. Really, any of these to Jamal, right? Doesn't break many tackles, but so after contact, he hasn't been much of a big playmaker, even though he had a big play against Pittsburgh. But he'll find the hole, and I think in this offense, with the O-line that we have, that's what you want. Just find the hole. Do that. And that's where Jamar is really good. He's going to be a problem, right? I just telling you now because I want you to know 3 years from now, you're going to be like, hey, Jamar was pretty darn good. You'll be like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll bookmark it. I'm going to remember this because I don't think the guy's making the team, but okay.
gosh, don't speak that into, because if that happens, I'm gonna be very upset. I bought that dude's shirt and I have never got it signed. I need that thing signed, Brad. What are we doing?
Well, you're gonna get it signed here in a couple weeks of training camp.
That's the plan. I hope so.
You'll be all right. I mean, that shirt was
good.
probably $12.
Nah,
okay.
Brad, it was like 25, man.
All right, let's flip it back onto
that, man. Okay, go ahead.
flip it to the other side of the ball. I mean, you threw this guy name out. Talk about it.
Who? Yes. No, this one. I think this one is
Make
might
or break
be at the
year.
top of the list for us. And
Okay, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's at the top of the list.
The reason you say that is because last year was a good year because he improved so much. But I mean, you got to think of the situation he's in. Last year of his contract, there is no fifth-year option pickup. You also have to look at where the cornerback position is at. They got dogs behind him, and we're not. These Jerry Jacobs proved he could play. Jerry Jacobs, like I say, you could argue who's a better cornerback than Amani last year. You could say he was their best cornerback last season. So you have that. If Jeff Okudah does well this year, which I think he will, you have Jerry Jacobs behind you. You have Iffy behind you, who they like his versatility. You have Chase Lucas behind you. That position's deep, and I don't think they're not gonna be moving on, from these guys, and they could keep adding to it. Amani's gonna get paid. Amani's gonna get paid by somebody. So it's going to come down to either he doesn't play well, which I don't see happening. He'll still have his interceptions this year, but he's going to get paid because he's going to have 4 or 5 picks again this season because he'll play a lot. So then the question is, do the Detroit Lions feel like he's good enough in coverage where he has to take steps forward? Because he is a different – I mean, Red, you see it. Mike Hughes, Chase Lucas. These guys are different types of corners than Amani.
Right.
Amani isn't like any of these other guys. Really, he isn't like them. He's a different style. He's closer to Iffy than anybody, but he's still kind of his own style because he wasn't drafted for this. So he needs to really, I think, excel in that position group to have the Lions be willing to pay him a good amount of cash, understanding he's going to be paid as a higher cornerback in this league for a guy that wasn't even drafted into this system. So I think next, as good as the step it was this year, hopefully it was like him putting together a trampoline. He can just jump forward and go crazy this season.
Right.
Because they understand what he's good at. And he should have a great year because you saw it, like some of his interceptions early. The one against Cleveland was like, okay, that's just luck. But as the year went on, you start to really see what he's good at shine. So knowing that this is a big year for him. It's a big year if you're talking about extensions.
I would agree. I think he does. I think he just needs to put up the same year he put up last year. If he come out with 6 interceptions, showed that he likes to tackle. I think he will get an extension. I don't think Brad Holmes is gonna let him walk. I mean, he's a 6'2" corner with some speed. And I'm not gonna say he's a burner, but he's some speed. He can cover people, and shown that he can catch the ball. Shows that he's a playmaker. If the ball gets near him, he will catch it. And last year, even though a lot of those interceptions he was in the right place at the right time, I was kind of knocking him for that. But he did have a couple where he actually shown that some cornerback skills, where he went and snagged the ball from out of the air and things like that. I think if he just repeats the same type of year, he will get an extension based off his height. They're familiar with him. I understand they wouldn't draft Chase Lucas and Mike Hughes. I don't think he's a threat because those two are different types of corners. But the Iffy does worry me because they are similar kind of corners, 1'6", 6'3", that big long corner. So that he will have to play well. Or I think they will move on because we have Iffy who can replace that. But I think he deserves, if he comes out and put out the same type of season, he deserves an extension with us. Because I've been a fan since he was drafted out of Penn State. I thought we stole him when we got him. I think we got him in the 5th round. I thought it was a steal. And now he's showing that he was a steal. I think I would agree with Ken right here. I think he's about an 8.4 mil a year. I don't think he's no upper echelon type corner, but I think he does deserve, I would say, like cornerback 2 type money, mid-tier, a little bit above mid-tier type money if he comes out and puts up the same type of stats.
If the better Okudah plays, the better he needs to play. That's what I would say. Because if Okudah goes out and is really good this season, and you have Iffy who played well last year, and he's going to be kind of his own unique role. Let's just say perfect world, they're all healthy. Then you better play really well if Okudah's playing well, because they're going to keep Okudah around then. Because to me, Okudah's ceiling is much higher than Amani. I definitely believe that. But so my thing is like, man, you better be playing because you got Iffy sitting right behind you. And are you paying your third outside cornerback, big time money. You know, like you have 3 guys that could, like how I mean that you know you got to decide then at those spots. So I'm not saying I think he will do well. I definitely think he'll do. I think he'll springboard off of last year, but I just think it's a big year because he's got to play well now. He showed you what you can be. Now you got to play well because I think the Lions drafted Iffy as a little bit of insurance as well as a matchup piece, but not knowing what Okudah was and not knowing what Amani was last year.
I think if we do re-sign him, I would give him like a 3-year deal. So like when it's time to re-sign Iffy, if Iffy like let's say Iffy balls out,
right?
He produces.
Good point.
Yeah. I would have Amani, his contract fall off when it's time to pay Iffy, and then you give Iffy that money. You know what I mean? Because at that point, Amani will probably be close to 30 anyways. If he's ready for time for his second contract, and you just kind of push him off at that point.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
I would agree though. Like he does have to play. If Okudah comes out and does what he's supposed to do, I think Amani will play well. Because if Okudah comes out and plays how he's supposed to do, he's going to be guarding the number 1 guy.
Yep.
And Amani, you just lock up the number 2. But I like our secondary anyways because we have different types of corners. You know what I mean? Absolutely. We got our 6'2", our 6 foot, secondary. Our 5'10", our 6'3". So like I love how we can play chess with people as far as like coverage wise, just because we got a corner that can cover any type of receiver. That's what I like about our secondary. We don't have all the same type of corners, a bunch of 5'11" guys. Nah, we got some big bodies, we got some quick ones, and they all like to tackle.
They all like to tackle, even though mine needs to get a little bit better.
Who'd you say?
Who you say? Price, he's a big corner, man. Get a little 6'4", man. Bob Price, big dude. That's what I was saying, Brad. That's a
Bobby
big dude.
Price is buns.
That's a big.
Anyway,
hey, you know
he's
right.
buns.
I ain't gonna disrespect Bobby. You know, it was a tough transition last year. He just gave us
man, he buns. Stop playing.
Plays that he made some plays though too, Brad. I don't want to hate on him too. The cornerback room's a problem. That's it. Because my thing is, again, if we're all healthy, you got to find a way to get these dudes on the field. Like, you need Jerry Jacobs on the field. To me, it's like that. He played so well, I got to find a way to get him on the field. Because if I'm not, I'm making mistakes here. The reason they're, to me, giving him safety reps, obviously he's, built and he's very fluid. He can play off, so they feel like they can line him up against certain tight ends. And there were certain games where that could have been useful. I think Pittsburgh shows up. Like, there's certain teams that have inline tight ends that can be useful. But for the most part, they're just trying to find a way to put him on the field. Because we're so deep, absolutely, they can all tackle. Even though Imani's got to get better there, they can all tackle. They're all willing, which is great. It's like you got to find a way to get Iffy on the field. You need to find a way to get Jacobs on the field. This is why and you guys checked out my whole cornerback video. I know it's ridiculously long. You can skip through it. But my point is, AJ Parker.
What about him?
We will see. That's all I'm going to say because if they because Jerry Jacobs ain't healthy now. They let Jacobs get reps at slot, and he already wants to. He wants to get reps here because I think Jacobs understands the situation. He knows we have Jeff Okudah. He knows what Amani did last year. He knows they just drafted Iffy. Where is Jacobs in this? And he can't be cornerback number 4 after what he did last season. That's crazy. He needs to find a way to be on the field, and if they let him get opportunities at slot, where AJ Parker was, he's fine. He's good at some things, but Jerry Jacobs got a much higher ceiling in man coverage. He's much more physical. He's like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who has already been compared to by Aaron Glenn. We got a lot of different pieces, man. You got to find a way to get these guys on the field. And you don't keep
I don't know how it's going to happen because we are pretty deep. But is Jerry Jacobs going to be ready week 1?
That's true, too. I hope so, man. But you're right. I don't know. And if he's
I'm a fan. Yes, AJ Parker, I like him.
Yeah. No, I think AJ makes the team. Yeah.
You think he makes it?
I think he makes the team. I think he has to because they're not. I don't know, and I don't even know if they're going to give reps to Jacobs at slot. But I just don't think maybe I don't think they'll have enough time to know to what you said because of his injury. If they can actually come into the season and feel good, because remember he did beat out Corn Elder and Nickel Roby Coleman who had connections.
He did.
Mike Hughes can also play a little slot too. But those, and Mike Hughes, you got to get him on the field. I would think. I mean, I understand having a guy that's nice for depth, but he's on a 1-year deal. So if you feel like he's got a shot to come back, somehow he's got to find the field. And I hope that doesn't come through injury. So it's always good to be aware of that, knowing that Jacob's coming off an injury, Okudah's coming off an injury, Amani missed time at the end of last season. Like everybody missed time if he's coming off a major injury. So getting Mike Hughes could just be that. But if they're all healthy, they got to find a way to get these guys on the field.
I want to answer Juvie's question real quick. Record prediction 10-7, Juvie. What you got, Dose? What you got? I got 10-7.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in that area somewhere like that, 9-10. something like that.
Okay.
I feel like here's the thing, right? Because I feel like it wasn't always 10 for you, and I think slowly you're coming around to the fact that we're gonna be a problem. And I think what's crazy.
It was no.
What I think was crazy about this whole situation.
Hold on.
Is that I think
it was 11 at one point.
I think what's happening around the Detroit Lions world is people are starting to understand the situation that we have right now with our quarterback. I think they're starting to understand what's actually happening. They just saw your boy get paid $230 million. Like that should have happened or something.
Because he's better than our guy.
And I think we're sitting back like, wait a minute, hold up.
You know what?
A really good spot with their quarterback.
Since we're here, there. Since we're here, let's go to talk about your boy.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Jared Goff.
Is that purple? Or am I colorblind?
I think you're colorblind. Make or break year for your guy, Jared Goff. I'll let you talk about him. This is your man.
But this is the subject that you wanted. I may not even include. Yeah, I would include. Yeah, no, we know it's make or break, Brad. We know how his contract's set up. We know that we can get out of it. And I think Richie Rich said something right. Richie, this is a win-win situation. If Goff is great, Dose will be unstoppable. Absolutely. If Goff is horrible, Rad will be on fire. Sure. But I think it's a win-win beyond that, man. It's a win-win for the Lions because to me, the upside is so high with this. If Goff can continue to understand what situation with Ben Johnson, they can grow together. Not only is it a win-win because now you got quarterback and OC, which is so important now in the NFL, but you have a situation where you got guys like Kyler Murray, you got Mahomes who's going to start hitting his cap hit. You got Lamar Jackson. I mean, you got all these guys that are going to start hitting their cap hits. And meanwhile, Jared Goff is sitting there and you can still lower it with a cap hit that's like $30 million. And it's going to be nothing in 2 years. 2 years is going to be nothing. So I said this is a Super Bowl window. The upside is so fantastic for the Lions here because and my thing is I want to make this clear, Rad. I look at it like this. If the Lions have to be willing to put stuff on his plate and allow him to make mistakes this year. I understand that we're saying we expect that the Lions are a playoff, that we expect all these things. I get that. But I also don't want the Lions to try to hide their quarterback and be like, well, let's not put him in this position because we don't want him to make a mistake and lose it. Like, no, you got to put him in all those positions. And if you lose a game because of Goff, whatever it is, and he doesn't make the play or he throws, that's fine because now you know. But we can't go forward with this for 2023, 2024, knowing what the salary cap situation is, but also feeling you have to protect him. You have to protect every quarterback in certain areas, but you can't not allow him to do certain things. So this is a big year for him, for his long-term contract situation, for where he ends up with anybody going forward. Because if he doesn't play well this season, then I don't know what
quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he might be Mitchell Trubisky. He might be Jimmy Garoppolo.
He'll be a backup quarterback.
By the way, is not a very good quarterback. Goff to me shouldn't be in that category, but this is a great spot because there's so much positivity. And worst case scenario, you move on, barely take any cap hit, and at least you have 2 first-round picks to work with. I mean, no one wants to be in that spot, but for us, it's better than a lot of other teams would be in. Or if they don't have a quarterback, they just don't have a quarterback. They don't know what to do. At least we have some sort of fallback, which is 2 first-round picks and money to spend.
I love everything you said there. You made a lot of great points. I think for Goff, he's gonna, if he doesn't ball, if we move on for him, I think he becomes a backup quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. You still get paid, and you just got less responsibility. But in order for us to keep moving forward with Jared Goff, I think he has to either do this. Mm-hmm. We at least need to win 8 games. In Goff, 8 games, we missed the playoffs.
Okay.
Goff throws over 4,000 yards, 30-something touchdowns, and 11 interceptions.
Well, that's a good season.
He comes on again, but we didn't make the playoffs. But we didn't make the playoffs. I think this is how it is. This is how it needs to be. We need to win at least 7 to 8 games. He needs to throw over 4 Gs, 30-some touchdowns, and low double-digit picks. Okay. Second scenario, we need to make the playoffs. So I think we need to get about 10 wins. Mm-hmm. And Goff has an average season at that point, 33,000-some yards, 30-some touchdowns, but his interceptions are now close to 20s. In the 20s, geez. Or like he has more turnovers.
Yo, okay,
hey, it be that way. I'm saying close. Let's
every turnover.
Let's just say like I'm just saying like he has like 18 turnovers at that point.
Okay.
But he needs to have like 30-some touchdowns, 3,000 yards. But we make the playoffs. I think we still retain Jared Goff at that point.
100%.
So it has to go one or two ways for Jared Goff in order to get retained. I think he needs to get us at least 7. That's the floor as far as wins. We missed the playoffs, but he had a good statistical season. Or we make the playoffs and he had an average statistical season at that point. I think that's how he moves forward with the organization. Anything other than that, we're moving on from him. He's done. He's toast.
Great point.
He becomes a backup quarterback. And honestly, I know I hate on Jared Goff a lot because I do think he's just like an above average quarterback. But I would love for him to pan out for us because at that point, we have those 2 draft picks to continue to build our roster instead of going to. It's hard to find a franchise quarterback. Like people miss on them every year. You miss on a quarterback every year. So it's hard to strike gold at that position. But I'm rooting for the guy. I want Jared Goff to pan out for us. Because at that point, we continue to build our defense next year in the first rounds. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get 2 defensive players or do it again. 1 defense, 1 offense. Like, I hope he works for us. And I do think we have a good shot at making the playoffs. I'm taking all the fandom and the love of my Lions out of it. I really think we have a good shot of making the playoffs. I know this is off topic. I know we're talking Jared Goff, but I think we can do it, bro. We even brought in a lot of talent. That young talent's going to improve. Everybody's coming back in with the second year on the scheme. Everybody's comfortable. Like they say, Jared Goff's comfortable. He's got weapons around him. The offensive line is intact. We're going to be all right. I think we really have a good shot at making the playoffs. And I want people to keep counting on. I don't want America to like jump on the bandwagon and like all of a sudden Lions have a good shot. Like, nah, bro, keep the same hate, the same energy y'all always had towards us. And when we get to punching you in the mouth, y'all gonna know y'all in a dogfight. You heard? That's it.
I wonder a little bit because I feel like two like when I look at where the Lions are, I don't want them to think of themselves as the underdog. Like I feel like they expect because the way they talk about it, the way that they look at they built the foundation last year. Like to what you said, I think they expect that they're going to be a playoff contender this year. So if that's the case, then that's to me where you're going to put Jared Goff at is that you expect that if Goff's the quarterback and he's healthy, that you're a playoff contender and you can base it off of that this season. I don't really want them to look at it as we're the underdog. We got to, surprise everybody. We're not. No, I think you got to look at this roster and say, man, okay, maybe it's not all perfect. We got some improvements, but we expect that this team is a playoff team. Like there's no other side to it. So to me, I think you put those out there and the Lions will base a lot of that on to what you said with Goff. A lot of it will come down to how many games we win this season, because then even if he is a quarterback, you might just draft someone else on top of it. Because I think the Lions, whether or not they view him as a 4 or 5 year quarterback, I think they definitely say that they want him here for the next few years. Yes. That way, at least if they draft someone, they can have a quarterback. Because you like you say, you just don't know. You might draft a guy who might just trash. You might, right? We don't want to just. You can't go back to the cellar of we won 3 games again. You're gonna be fired. Yeah, and no one's gonna sign here. You can't have that. So you can't have none of that happening, man. So they want to have him here. I'm with you. I think they want to have him here. The question does become. Is he a long-term option for the Lions? And that to me will probably come down to wins this year. If they're a playoff team, I think because to what you said, the question will be, how do they utilize those 2 first-round picks? Is it 2 first-round picks on continue to add pieces, whatever we felt like we needed for Goff, or is it 2 first-round picks to find the eventual guy for Goff? Because 2 first-round picks are super valuable. Those are 2 starters.
That's how I want it to play out. I really do. That's how I would love for it to play out. I hate on Goff all the time because I think he is just an above average quarterback. But if we put enough pieces around him, he's shown that he can at least get to a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He's shown that. Yeah. He's shown he can play in a Super Bowl. He's played at the highest level. We just got to continue to build. I think personally we got to continue to build the defense, but we're going to go on that side of the ball right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your guy. What were you talking?
I don't know. He said rat and dose. He said the quality control guy is very important. They are essential in scouting opponents' habits. So let's hire Philip Daniels. I actually have no clue who that is. I'm gonna be honest, and I don't know who that is.
I don't know that is.
I don't know where a quality control guy is.
I don't know that one, Ricky Bobby.
Oh, no, that Brad Holmes got to handle that. You got to handle that. That's what you got to do. I mean, wait, hold on. Right. What did he say? He said our scouting opponents' habits are bad. I'll say this. I mean, he didn't say they're bad. we scouted our opponents in the second half of the season offensively really well, and the statistics back up that we scouted our opponents defensively pretty darn well too, because when we got on the run, our defense started doing some things. Now, it wasn't always there, but I'm just saying. But I don't know who that is. I mean, if we want to hire Ricky Bobby, I know who that is, but I can't give you any take on Philip Daniels. I'm sorry.
Well, I know we're gonna win some games. I do know that. I know. I'm kind of pumped up. I'm trying to calm back down. I'm excited for this. Hard knocks right around the corner. Training camp about to jump off. Like you know what I'm saying? You can smell that fresh cut grass when you walk outside. Like it's almost showtime, baby.
Oh, I cut the grass this morning.
And we about to shock the world. And it smelled good, didn't it?
No.
It smelled good.
No, it was hot. It smelled good. I know what you're talking about. Grass cutting can smell good, but you know what I noticed? Grass cutting smells good in a town. Grass cutting don't smell good out when you're out in the forest, man. When you out in the country and you cut grass, it don't smell good, man. What?
I forget you out in the country, man. My bad, Brody. My bad. Shout out to Al. I see you in the building, baby. It said Rad and Dose, who breaks out in our D line? I see a Aleem with the least 5 to 6 sacks.
I can't go, man. I like that though.
You know what, Aldo? I was like that last year about Aleem. I thought he was gonna break out about 5 to 6 sacks, and he did it. He did it on the sack end. I thought he could, because he's very athletic to be that big. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Aleem he could though. Because at this point, if Aiden Hutchinson shows up and be who he's supposed to be, Aleem's going to be getting a lot of single coverage at this point. A lot of, you know what I mean? So I think he can beat the center one-on-one. I hope he busts out for 5 to 6 sacks. I just don't know. A guy I think that could hit for 5 to 6 sacks, I think it's going to be Levi.
It has to be.
I'm going Levi.
Absolutely.
I'm going Levi. I think it's Levi. I still believe in Levi.
Gotta be
Levi. I think he didn't do what we thought he was going to do last year, but the scheme's changing more into an attacking scheme. He's going to be in shape. Second off season with the franchise. I think Levi's going to come out and he's going to be who I thought he was when he came out of University of Washington. So I think Aleem he's going to have a good year. I think he's a stud, but I think Levi's going to be that guy that busts out with those 5 to 6 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
Aleem was our best defensive lineman last year.
Aleem?
Yep.
Interior? We're not talking edge rushers or nothing. You're just talking about the fat daddies?
No, I'm just talking. I mean, we can count edge too. He'd be our best.
You think he was better than your boy Harris?
It's close, but yeah.
I'm surprised you said that. I'm surprised you said that.
I mean, we needed it too because no one else really was.
I'm very surprised you said that over your boy Harris.
Hey,
I know you love you some Charles Harris. I know you love you some Charles Harris.
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get on to the next guy that you love. Your boy.
Okay.
Your boy.
And my boy. Yeah, sure. All right.
You love him.
I do. I'm a big fan. Man.
You think he's?
I don't know if I love. I see.
Bro,
I see what he can be.
How do you see what he can be?
I saw it week 1 last year. I saw what he could be. Jeff Okudah is gonna be a problem. Here's my here's how I'll say this. I was first. The only cause for concern I have about Okudah not being big time bounce back is his injuries. If I knew Okudah was gonna be healthy, Okudah is gonna be very good for us. That dude's different. Jeff Okudah is different, man. He moves like Mike Hughes at the size of Amani. It's different. Jeff Okudah is a problem, and he tackles really well. You're muted, Rad. Jeff Okudah he's an issue, and if he's
I would disagree.
You can't disagree. You can't disagree.
You just talked about this guy like he was like a 90 overall on Madden.
First I'll forget Madden for a second because we don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
That's not Okudah, bro. He moves like Mike Hughes, but he has the size of Amani. So
he does. That's 100%
no, bro.
Facts. We can throw the film right now. I'm telling you.
I'll agree. I'll agree that he tackles well.
No, he does all those well. He has the size of Amani. He moves like Mike Hughes. He just needs to clean up something. He's just inconsistent in a few areas. But my goodness, this is going to be a problem. Oh, he's going to be a problem. If we could just get him to play the ball a little bit better. He's our best cornerback. He'll be our best cornerback.
I mean, he should be. He was picked number 3.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He should be our best cornerback.
And we need him to. We need him to be Jalen Ramsey, because if he's Jalen Ramsey,
oh god,
this defense is an issue, man. Because we have everything else we need for this defense to be a problem. If he was our Jalen Ramsey, if he could be our Marcus Peters when they got him, if he could be our Aqib Talib, let's say Aqib Talib to just be a little more fair to the guy, because I don't think he plays slot well. If he can be our Aqib Talib, our defense is going to be an issue, man. Specifically, our secondary is going to be an issue. But Okudah has, aside from maybe Iffy, because I think Iffy has elements that if you play him the right way, he's got a super high ceiling. I think the same thing about Amani. I think the same thing about everybody. And if you play him certain ways, they have a high ceiling. Okudah has such a versatile high ceiling as an outside corner that I can do pretty much anything I want with him, and he could be very good. I would not jump off just Jeff Okudah train, because I don't think it's fair to. Even his 2020 film, he could have been and you know what? How many guys, I'll ask you this, Brad, how many guys that just get, I mean, they're just going to get washed. You put him against Hopkins, he's going to get washed. But Jeff Okudah, while he got beat a couple times because he just couldn't play the football or because he didn't understand little things, how many guys gave him problems in reps where there was reps like, hey, he just shut him down. He just locked him up. And it's like, man, this is a rookie now. He just locked him up in this defense. That guys know what's coming before you do it. I mean, Devontae Adams called out and said, we knew what coverage they were in. They didn't change it up. Well, that's not going to help. It's not going to help my cornerback. That ain't going to help.
I feel you.
Yeah, he's going to be a problem.
I feel you. Listen.
He's going to be a problem if he's healthy. I'm telling you.
Out of anybody on the team, I think it's probably the biggest make or break year for him. Because if he doesn't have a good year, he's going to end up on somebody's practice squad.
No.
Straight up. He won't.
Wait, you said he will, or are you saying if he doesn't have a good year?
If he doesn't have a good year,
okay.
Out of anybody on this list today, I think he's the biggest make or break, bro. Like he'll be dang near out the NFL at this point of just complete bust. Because his game film ain't the best. It's cool. He's got some cool moments. He ain't got great film. Now, am I rooting for the kid? Yes. Because if he is coming to be our cornerback 1, we're in great shape.
Absolutely.
Do I think he can bounce back? I think he can. After looking at all the footage he's been posting and things like that, he did have good film at Ohio State. I know what did make him look good is having a good pass rush. Hopefully, Aiden Hutchinson can come in and help Okudah look better.
Aiden Hutchinson.
I mean, a great pass rush will make a secondary look good. Mm-hmm. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? So I think he does have all the tools. He's not the fastest burner. You want to say something?
I just want to say this real quick to what you said, because I agree, but our pass rush was worse last year, and everybody got better in our secondary. I just want to throw that out there. It was worse last year than 2020.
I would agree. I mean, schemes did change.
Yeah.
We have better coaches in the locker room. Pleasant, Aaron Glenn, I would hope they would get better. We have one of the best, if not the best DB coach in the NFL. And then we have Aaron Glenn, who was a former, I want to say, a Pro Bowl cornerback at one point. Aaron Glenn had some good years in the NFL. So, yeah, I would expect them to get better, just like I expect Jeff Okudah to get better. Okudah just needs to be available to get better. He got to stop getting injured. Yeah, plain absolutely. And simple. I mean, like he needs to be available to get better. I think he has all the tools to be nice and get better. Long arms. He was a good press corner, quick feet, not the fastest. He ran a 4.4. That's good enough. To your point, I think he does need to play the ball a little better.
He's not the biggest ball hawk. Our best 40 time of any corner we have.
I can't go with that. I don't know.
I just told you the number side. The number side, he has the best 40 of any corner we have.
I can't go with that. I can't agree.
Go, Rand. I'm just telling you what it is.
I can't agree. I don't know. I'd have to pull some stuff up. What's up, Giovanni? I mean, I think he does have all the tools to be a quarterback 1.
Yeah.
He just needs to stay healthy. And I hope he does turn out to be a cornerback 1, because at that point, our secondary is getting better. Amani's moving to the cornerback 2, or if he's the cornerback 2, or your boy Jerry Jacobs, Right. So I'm rooting for him, but this is out of anybody on the list today on our roster, there's the most pressure on him. Straight up. Because at this point, if he comes out and duds or get hurt again, bro, Okudah probably is going to be out the NFL. Let's be real.
But what do you mean by duds? Are you saying like he puts up a 2020 type of season? Like, what do you mean? Because
if he comes and puts up a 2020, a rookie year type of season,
you're saying?
I'm thinking I would say his rookie year was a dud, wouldn't you?
No, yeah, that's what I was like. What's a dud? Like, Like, can you give me an
his
example
rookie year's a dud in my eyes.
If he puts up his rookie season, he's out of the league. I mean, he's gonna be in a tough spot if he puts up his rookie season.
I won't say he's out of the league. He's out of the league if he gets hurt again.
Nah, he ain't out of the league if he gets hurt again.
I think if he gets hurt again, he's gonna be on somebody's practice squad.
Wouldn't that be better though than having a completely terrible season that you're just hurt and they're like, well, we still don't know. I mean, I would think. I mean, there's been guys like that.
I guess he would get a 1-year contract somewhere.
Yeah.
At that point, he's going to be playing on a lot of prove it deals. Which, I mean, he's still making money. I get that, but nah, he got to come out here and like have a better than his rookie season.
Absolutely, and
I would think he should. Like, he should be better technique wise, better above the shoulders wise. Like, I would think he would. And with this coaching staff, I see Okudah has to be better, and I hope he's better, and I think he will be better. Just watching his little snippets on Twitter, he looks really good. Feet look good, hips look good, but
he can move. He can move. You're right. He's got all the traits to be very good as long as he's healthy. That's the thing with Okudah that concerns me, is because athletically, there's no one that can challenge him at his peak. If Okudah's coming out athletically, there's not a player on this team that even is in the same conversation athletically of what he is. Speed, height, explosiveness. There just isn't another guy that we have on this roster. He just needs to understand the position a little bit better, playing the ball a little bit better. Because that's the concern though, is what does he come back? I guess the positive of that is we have guys that are less athletic that played well last season than he did. So I guess that's the positive. But because of that, if Okudah came back as what he was coming out of the draft, man, he has so much more versatility to what they can put on his plate, to matchups they can give him on the outside, not on the slot. He's going to be an issue, Rad. I'm telling you, he's going to be an issue. It just 2020, that game against San Fran was good. He misplayed the ball one time, and he gave up all these yards. He gave up one big touchdown, and he was in a great spot. And he had Debo right where he needed to have him, right off the line. He just didn't play the ball right. And that happened a lot, even in 2020. They happened the ball.
His ball skills aren't the best.
No, he just can't find the football. At the top of the route, he's just struggling. But athletically, he can stick with you out of a top of a route way better than Amani can. Way better. He's already shown.
We're gonna have to get better at knocking the ball down. Yeah, like I don't need you to always get. I don't need you getting the interception. Just knock the ball down, bro. Yeah. Like, come on. Like, do that.
Make teams scared to throw it your direction, and he's an issue.
Like, do that. Issue. I don't know, man. Well, shout out to the chat, man. They've been pumping and jumping today. They really have.
A dud doesn't work.
I
don't know what that means.
I don't either.
All right.
He said he looked good on Twitter. Got to play the games. Got to play.
Yeah. I think the positive takeaway is that just that he's moving well. I think that's all we're looking. That's all I'm looking for. He just moved well.
He's gonna be ready for training camp, huh?
I think so. I mean, that's what it seems like, right? I don't know. I hope so.
Right?
Yo, you think? I mean,
I think he is.
He's moving around, in practice. So I would think at some point.
I think he's gonna be ready.
I would say as long as he's healthy. I showed Rad, with this top 10. I showed Rad. I have him as top 10 players this year. I know I'm banking on something I don't know, which is health. But I know we have in our cornerback coaches, and I can bet on that.
I can't go. I got one question.
Okay.
One roster bubble player. Who do you hope makes the team? Just one player, like that's on that. On that. Okay, that's it. That's who it is.
Yeah,
Jamar Jefferson.
I give you a different name, but definitely Jamar, hands down.
Jamar Jefferson. Okay, mine's Quintez Cephas.
100%.
That guy who's on that bubble. I hope he makes the team. I thought you was gonna say Jerry Davis or somebody.
No, Jamar. I'm telling you, Davis is making the team. Jamar Jefferson concerns me a little bit whether or not he makes it. I just don't want to lose out on him. I'm cool with losing out on Bell. Hey, no disrespect. And Giovanni, that's the only reason I say that. I'm cool with losing him.
Bell?
Yeah, we lose him. All right. I mean, I mean, we should because if we keep Greg Bell over Jamar, I'm going.
What's gonna happen if we keep Bell over Jamar? You almost flashed right there. He said we keep Jamar, we keep Bell over Jamar. I'm going. You almost flashed, bro. Oh Lord, that was funny.
Said that hurt. Nah, that wasn't disrespectful. I'm just saying.
Oh Lord,
I can't do it, man. I can't go.
You ain't going for that? He said, I think JD makes the roster. I don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all know how I feel. Well, all right.
You feel, yeah.
You got anything else?
Yeah. Let me get my dog away from this real quick. Give me 1 second.
Oh, Lord. Chat. Y'all got any other questions? Anything before we get up out of here? Real quick, make sure y'all smack that like button like my guy Ken says. Smack it one time for the one time. And click that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. You dig? See if this can make a trade, babe.
I'm gonna ask Chad a question.
Cowboys looking?
Did anybody in here click the link that I put up in the community to get over here?
He got a question. Serious as cancer. Where the and safe that somebody better answer. Ooh.
Ray, do you think Murray was worth the money?
Yep. I like Kyler Murray. I wish Kyler Murray was our quarterback. What?
No, man, just listen.
You don't wish Kyler Murray was our quarterback over Jared Goff?
Heck no, I'd be sad. If I woke up today and I knew we had Kyler Murray this year, I'd be sad.
You're tripping. You're tripping.
I just paid Kyler Murray $230 million. I'm sad.
Come on, dang. Chat.
It's unfortunate we were into a corner.
Chat, real talk. I need everybody to be real right here. Would y'all rather have Kyler Murray or Jared Goff?
No.
Let's just take contracts out of it.
No, you have
take
to
contracts out of it.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
No,
that ain't fair.
No.
I don't want the Kyler Murray situation. I understand the Goff situation, and I can get out of it. I don't want I don't want that situation of Kyler Murray.
Let's take contracts out of it.
That ain't fair.
Because I think you think Jared Goff's a better quarterback than Kyler Murray.
I do.
Okay.
But I'm saying,
that's what I'm saying.
I do, but it's not like it's a wide margin. And I'm saying, I just think the situation that Goff is in, I understand it. I understand my way out. I understand the situation. Murray's situation, bro. I'm like, ah, dang, I don't want that. I feel like I was just put in a corner and I had to do it.
Stop tripping, bro.
Red, tell me this. Let's not even say Goff for a second.
Okay.
You just gave.
I'm listening.
Forget Goff. Say Kyler Murray was our quarterback. We just gave him $230 million. How confident are you that in our next 5 years under that contract, he's taking us to the Super Bowl?
If we had Kyler Murray with our roster,
we just gave him. Yeah.
I didn't really see the contract. What's the contract looking like?
5 years, $230 million. I think it's big. It's just a little bit bigger than the biggest contract that was given out.
So he's the highest paid quarterback right now?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh no, I don't like that. No. That's holding up other positions. Like, nah. No.
He's got to be right though. My thing is I feel like you were kind of put in a spot, and you always are. You're put in a tough spot with Murray because you had nowhere else to turn, and he kind of had to because you weren't very good before you got him. I get it. I get why you had to.
I mean, that's how the quarterback position is anyways.
I just don't want to be in that spot. And I know with Goff, I'm not in that spot. But I also believe Goff is a good quarterback. So, I mean, to me, it's two-sided. But even without saying that, I know I'm not in it. I know where I'm in with Kyler Murray now. Hey, we are what we are. He's
like, where do you – I need to know something because I'm let's be serious here.
Right, I'm always serious. I try to tell you
1 through 10. Where do you see Goff? Like a 1 through 10, where do you see Goff? Like 10 being like he's Patrick Mahomes.
Like in the league right now?
Yes. Like where does he fall? I think he's a 7. 7.5. I'm
not mad at that. Yeah. I think my grade.
So you think he's above average?
My scouting grade was a 7. I think 7. That's where I think he's at right now.
So you think he's above average quarterback?
I don't think Goff has hit his ceiling, and I think Goff needed.
You don't think he's hit his ceiling?
Heck no. And I want to make this very clear.
What more do you think he can do? We've seen what Goff is.
No, we have not. And this is why I want to say this.
Goff has shown what Goff is,
bro. Let's make this clear. Did Matthew Stafford show us what he was in 2011? No. Heck no. Would I take Matthew Stafford in 2011 over what I had in Stafford last season? Not even close. They're not even in the same category. I wouldn't take Jared Goff in 2018 over Jared Goff in 2021 at all. That stretch that I saw with Ben Johnson, he needs Ben Johnson. He needs a coordinator that can allow him to grow. He needs that. Because McVay tried to hide him and not allow him to be him because he knew where they were and he understood, hey, look, he's limited. And if I put him out there, we might not get to the Super Bowl. I understand that completely. I'm not denying that. But I can't allow my potential future quarterback to be in that situation. And Ben Johnson and the situation should not allow that. To me, I would no, absolutely. I mean, it ain't even close to me. The last games that I saw with Goff, just in what I saw that what they allowed him to bring to the table, what they allowed him to do, the what they put on his plate, not even close. I get the stats. I'm not saying stat for stat. Of course, I take a Goff that goes 32-12 over a Goff that goes 19-8. But player for player, I'm not taking that Goff over this Goff. I've seen the film of both, and it ain't even close to me. Not even close. Just like I'm not, and that's why I don't
trying to figure out like what more can we, like you said, we haven't seen his ceiling.
No.
I get the points of like, yeah, I always want a more mature quarterback because that means he should be better above the shoulders. Like mentally, the way he's seeing the game, he should be better. I get that. But like, what more do you think we can see from Goff? Like, we know he has a above average arm. We know he throws accurate ducks. We know he has no scrambling ability.
So much more that we haven't seen.
In what sense, though? We know he's not an improviser.
A lot.
I don't know.
I would say
I don't know what else we can. Like, we know he could throw a deep ball, kind of cool. We know he can make every NFL throw. Like, I get he can't make all the throws, but some of them are accurate ducks.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm saying,
but I just don't. I think we know what Goff is. I think he's a solid game manager. I don't think
Goff has.
I don't think Goff could ever be in a shootout.
No, I don't agree with that. We saw
he could never.
He was in a shootout and he won the shootout.
I don't think Goff could be in a shootout.
We've seen it.
I don't think he could. He couldn't be in a 40-point shootout. I don't think Goff could do that.
50-point shootout and he won the shootout.
I don't think that's Jared Goff.
Perfect pass rating on Thursday Night Football against Kirk Cousins.
Nah.
Kirk Cousins like, man, you just.
I'm not going.
That game. But I ain't even trying to go back to that because again, I would take this Goff over that Goff. All I'm saying is this: what I've seen from Goff last year is that they allow. I need someone to allow Jared Goff to allow him to see his potential because I don't think we've seen it yet. I think Jared Goff has been kind of like, hey, this is what we know that you're okay with, and we're going to do that because we know when there's win window. Now, Goff, 27 years old, I need to see Jared Goff with the spotlight. I need to see someone that allows him to grow in an offense that's built for him. That's what I need to see. So the growth, I don't think the ceiling's even close because we don't know. The ceiling, he may have already hit it, and he may fall apart, and he just may not be the guy. But I don't think we've seen that yet. We haven't seen that opportunity for him yet. Just like I never felt like give you a good example. Just with our last quarterback, Stafford, he had a very small window where it was very close to kind of seeing maybe what his ceiling could be. And that was 2019 when he had an offensive coordinator, Darrell Bevell, that fit to his strengths. He had weapons like Marvin Jones Jr., like Kenny Golladay. He had guys that he could throw to. He understood the game. And we saw him go 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He posted his highest passer rating. And some people thought that he's a top 5 quarterback. And now, and as a whole, no one ever thought Stafford was a top 5 quarterback. I always sat there and said, hey, he's a top 5 guy.
I thought he was.
Absolutely. Me and you were on the same page. And we got to see the glimpse of statistically he was a top 5 quarterback in that 8-game stretch in 2019. I want to see Goff in that same situation. Not saying a perfect situation, not that. I'm saying I want to see him in a situation where he's allowed to grow and see what that is. And I think last year we started to get a glimpse of they're allowing him to. And look, your coordinator, you got to put your guy in a position to be successful. But I also need to see him fail. And I don't want to see him fail in terms of you're trying to hide him and he's only good at this. Like, no. He may not be the guy. I don't know. But from what I saw last year when Ben Johnson took over a bigger role, if that's what that was, I'm very excited about what he could be. Because I think he needed Ben Johnson to me. I think he needed a guy like that. And he also needs weapons now. Absolutely. We needed weapons. Every quarterback does. I put Stafford with weapons. All of a sudden, he gets a good OC that understands. Look, because McVay understood. I'm not even hating on I don't hate on McVay because I understand. McVay, and I'm going to say this. I probably did the same thing if I was McVay. He traded away his quarterback, and I like Goff. He traded away his quarterback that he felt like he needed to protect in certain spots because of how he liked to do things for a guy that he knew could play right now to go win Super Bowls. And I'm not even mad at that. I think that was a good decision. I think he made the right decision. And I would have made the same decision. Absolutely. I would have made the same decision. But
can win a game on his shoulders if need be.
Absolutely. But for where we are at, Goff needed Ben Johnson, just like Stafford needed this, and it took a very long time to get there. And unfortunately, right, if we're being honest here, what if Stafford just said, you know what, I'm done. I've been through this so long. I'm hurting. I'm dealing with injuries. I'm going to retire. People would have never known how good he really was. Some of us may have understood how good he was, but the perception would have never been, we know how good you are. We know how good he was. No one would have ever looked at it like that. And even Lions fans, I think, eventually would have started to look back and say, you know what, he really wasn't that good because he never won with us. Goff needs Ben Johnson to allow him to try to show us what he can be and grow as a quarterback. Because I don't think, because Goff wasn't put in a situation which a lot of rookie quarterbacks are. Usually you draft a quarterback, you say, hey, this is a coordinator. He's going to build around you, and we're going to start putting weapons now that we got you. Goff was never in that spot. Goff was here. Yeah, we have weapons, and we're going to start throwing those to you, but this guy didn't draft you. You're already in a Super Bowl window because you got a fantastic head coach. Goff needs that. Goff needs someone that can allow him to grow with together for the next couple of years, and we're gonna find out what Goff is. To me, this is the reason we say he's make or break, because this is the spot that he needed to be in, and now we're gonna find out what Goff is. As long as they don't hold him back, I don't want the Lions to hold back and say, let's not put him here. Hide things that obviously are flaws. Like you said, he doesn't run well. Don't put him in situations where I'm allowing him to run the football. That makes no sense. But hide obvious flaws, but don't not allow him to control the offense. If I'm like, hey, you can't make calls. You know, remember how McVay was doing that? I mean, it was like, yeah, I talked to him up to 15 seconds and told him what he was seeing. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't
let the man play.
Him to naturally grow. Yeah.
Yeah. Let him play.
He needed Ben Johnson for that. To me, he needs a guy that allows him to be that. And I hope the Lions allow him to be that. And we'll see where it goes. If we're bad, we draft a quarterback. We move on.
You know what? Y'all just got your dose of Dion right there.
That's just what I feel. That's it. Because
he gave you a dose right there.
That's what I had. And the reason I like it. I had a guy on Twitter, Rad. I'm like, shout out to everybody that said, you saw me I was on Woodward. I did a little segment over there, and someone asked me about Goff, and I said, look, I don't think he's hit his ceiling yet. I didn't go into all that, but that's just what I said. And someone was like, oh no, he's hit his ceiling, this and that. I've seen a ceiling. Like, no, we haven't. We didn't see Stafford's ceiling in 2011. Now we are starting to see Stafford's ceiling. We haven't seen Goff's ceiling. I just wanted to make that clear. Stats are not a ceiling, and I know you will agree with that. I will 100% agree with that. Absolutely.
You're right. Stats ain't. You know what? Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up with that one right there. You got your dose of Dion right there. Goff has not hit his ceiling.
I don't think
we're making the playoffs last year. Yeah. Big gulp of dose of Dion. Great take. Real talk. That was a great take.
Thanks, Ray.
I salute you on that one.
I need you real quick to give us something like that. What fires up Rad? Chat, let me know. I know what fires up Rad.
I don't know, man. Like,
tell us why this linebacking group that the Lions have right now is good enough to win. Like, this is a good. Tell us why this linebacker group that we have right now with your boy Jared Davis, Alex Anzalone, the legend that you wanted to get re-signed, no longer having Jalen Reese-Maybin, drafting your boy Malcolm Rodriguez. Well, we waited longer than you would have liked to. Tell us what your real thoughts are about this linebacker group going forward, please.
Real talk.
Just like a minute and a half. Just give us
a minute and a half. I think because
I
think we're solid. I think we're solid at the linebacker core. I still think that's the weakest point of our defense, but with the growth of our fat daddies up front, they should help the linebacker core. McNeil is going to be playing better. Levi's going to be playing better. We brought in Pascal. We still got Brockers. Aiden Hutchinson, a good run support. Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. It caught me off guard that DT fan man was like catch up fire, and then DT fan man pops in here and says snacking on goldfish and applesauce. I'm sorry, Brad, keep going.
No, really. To be real though, I think the growth of our defensive line is going to help our linebacker core. I still think that's the weakest part of the defense, like I just touched on. Alex Anzalone, he's going to be around for another year. I think he's a cool linebacker. I'm not going to say he's great. He's cool. He can get the job done to bridge for when Malcolm Rodriguez is ready. I think Malcolm Rodriguez is going to be ready for us next season. I think he's a starting caliber linebacker. Above the shoulders, I think he's right there with the top tier linebackers that was drafted in this class, even athletic ability. Now, they say the size is his problem, but there's been short arm linebackers be very successful in the NFL. Tulloch was a short arm linebacker. Everybody remember Stephen Tulloch. He wasn't the biggest guy, but Tulloch got the job done. I don't know Some of the older cats may remember Zach Thomas down at the Miami Dolphins. He was a baller. So, I mean, I get he's not 6 foot and things like that, but he knows how to get to the football and he knows how to play within his size. He's a good tackler. He knows how to coverage. Barnes, now that's where we got to see some growth at. If we can see some growth out of Barnes this season, I think we're going to be real good for years to come in linebacker at our linebacker core, because I think we can make it rock with Barnes and Malcolm Rodriguez as our 2 off balls. I think we really can. But I think it's all going to be dependent on how that D line. If they can keep our linebackers somewhat clean, I think they can make things happen, because we don't have the biggest linebackers. They're not going to be able to sit up and shed guard off of them and tackles off of them. We got to be able to keep them. Chris Spillman, another short linebacker who balled. So it ain't all about size. It's above the shoulders, and above the shoulders, his reads and react is on point. Malcolm Rodriguez, I'm talking about. Now, if we can get Barnes there to be able to read and react and trust his eyes, I think we're gonna be all right. And I think that's going to come with snaps. We got to give Barnes snaps, because the guy played defensive end at University of Purdue and switched to off-ball his senior year. So he has to get back into the motion of playing off-ball linebacker. It's completely different than playing defensive end. There's a lot more thinking. The linebacker is the quarterback of the defense. There's a lot more thinking. You got to know what everybody's doing in front of you and behind you when you're playing linebacker. So once Barnes continues to get comfortable in the defensive scheme, I think he's going to ball. Because when Barnes sees ball, he goes and gets ball. The guy is very athletic, and he shows up angry. So I think we're gonna be okay at linebackers. I'm not gonna say
Here's what I want to.
They're gonna be balling, but I give it about another year, one more season, we're gonna be all right at linebacker. I truly believe that.
Okay, because this is what I'm asking you right now. You know the linebacker group, and I know we're gonna break it down. But let's say the offense held down his job, D line improves, like you said, and what you're hoping the ceiling is with that. Can this linebacker group, what we have right now, could you win a Super Bowl with this linebacker group, or would it hold you down to the point where you couldn't do it? I'm saying as if we're not outstanding everywhere, but is this a linebacker group that would hold you out of you can't do it? Because he says our worst positional group, that we can't get to certain levels because of what this is. Or
yes, I think we could take you there. I think we can. I mean, the Rams just proved it. I would say the weakest point of the Rams defense was their linebacker group. Mm-hmm. What made the Rams look good is that defensive line. You had a couple pieces in that secondary. Yeah, I think we can do it. Mm-hmm. It all starts up front. I mean, that's just football in general. The game is won in the trenches. It starts with the offensive line and D line. They set the tone of the game. We have some solid linebackers. Double A's got some. He's a knowledgeable linebacker. He knows what's going on. I think he can. If he can coach up these younger guys, like, yeah, I think we could. I don't think we're winning a Super Bowl, but to answer your question, like, yeah, we could get if it somehow happened, like, yeah, we could win a Super Bowl with this linebacker core. But it depends on how well this defensive line is playing. If the defensive line is getting after the quarterback on passing downs and then run downs, they're blowing up plays and keeping our linebackers clean. Yes, we can win. We can win one with this linebacker core. I just think we're about a year away before I really think our linebackers are going to be pretty solid, super solid. I think so, because the more and more Chris Barnes plays and gets comfortable with the defense and comfortable playing off-ball linebacker, he's going to be a stud. I ain't giving up on my guy Barnes yet. Not at all.
Absolutely.
And then I like Malcolm. I mean, he hasn't played an NFL down, but I've watched enough film on him to understand, like, hey, he's a really good linebacker. And I'm surprised we got him that late, to be real. He's just as good as some of them guys that got taken in the second round.
Hey,
I'm just being real.
There, yeah. Because, I mean, teams like the Packers took Quay Walker. What'd you think of Quay Walker? Amongst the linebackers that Georgia had, was Quay Walker the best linebacker there?
I thought Nakobe Dean was.
And was Channing Tindall better? Was his film
I think
better?
I think Channing Tindall. I think Quay Walker was probably the worst one, but Quay Walker, he has that size and speed. You know what I mean?
That's what teams were betting on.
I mean, he has that. What is he? 6'3", 250, running a 4.44, 540. Like, you that big and move that well. Like, yeah, we're gonna take you and we can see if we can coach you up. You got all the size, but to be honest, Georgia's defensive line made their linebackers look good. When you got Jordan Davis taking up 2 offensive linemen every play, and then you got Devontae Walker blowing up stuff, and then the number 1 pick of the draft, like they were getting untouched. They was coming through clean 90% of the times. Them Georgia linebackers was real clean So yeah, you see ball, just gonna make the play because you ain't got to worry about an offensive lineman trying to get around the offensive lineman because your D lineman doing their job plus some. No disrespect to none of them Georgia linebackers, they ballers, but at the same time, a D line will make a lot of. I mean, it starts in the trenches. Right. A good defensive line, good pass rush makes a secondary look better. A good defensive line, a disruptive defensive line makes linebackers look better in the run game. You know what I mean? So it's like the game starts in the trenches, bro. If we can see a huge step forward of our defensive line, we're going to be gravy. If that offensive line plays how they supposed to play on paper, you just come out and play how you supposed to play on paper, we're going to be all right. And everybody stay healthy, we're going to be all right.
Yeah, we needed that. We needed a Malcolm Rodriguez. Because I think we needed a guy that just he understood it. He's going to rack up numbers. We needed that. Because you're sorry. We have Derek Barnes who has potential, who has the athletic gifts. You were a big fan of him because of that. We need a guy that's like, okay, he can hold it down if he's on the field. He gets it. He's plug in, ready to go.
I think he is. But we got to see. We'll see in the next week?
Yeah.
When we start, when we jump off, is it the 27th?
See, I don't know when our rookies report. Chad, does anybody know? I haven't looked it up. I have no clue. I just know we start July 30th to fans. We start training camp. First day open.
Somebody reports on the 27th, I think the rookies show up on the 27th. I could be wrong. I thought it was the 27th. Right.
Maybe every player. Because I mean, I didn't realize our first preseason game is August 12th.
Oh, yes, baby.
Dude, let's get it. We're like 3 weeks away.
Hey, let's get it started.
I think it's home. So
let's get it going, man.
Hey,
what?
React to this? And we're gonna have to figure out some sort of setup that we can all do this together if you're free. There you go. For the beat. I was like, what are you doing, man? I was about to ask you, put the beat on, man. It's better than feeding up
on the way out. Yeah. Hey, once again though, shout out to the chat though. We appreciate y'all tapping in. Click that like button. It helps the channel. Click subscribe. Tell your cousin. Tell your next door neighbor. Come check us out. Show the Detroit Lions some love. Shout out to my guy Dose of Dion. Gave y'all that extra dose of them today. You heard? Dose, you know what? Take us out, man. Get us some words of wisdom. You heard? Dose, get us some words of wisdom. You heard?
Oh, I thought it was about to drop. Right? Did you turn it off? What was that? Oh.
I want everybody to be able to hear your words of wisdom. What you mean?
No, I mean, I appreciate it. But okay, first thing I would like to say is I didn't see it earlier. I might have missed it. If can you put a 1 in the chat if you use the link that I put in the community to join join our show? I'm
nobody
just
did answer that.
If anybody did. If not, that's cool. I just want to know where it came from. Brad's not a real Lions fan without his dreads. Brad, show him, man.
I got my dreads, bro.
There you go. The
dreads is still here. I just got them braided. You know what I'm saying? I got the Derrick Henry hairdo going on. Got the Derrick Henry going.
You do, and you look like him from the side. I'm not gonna lie. Like when you
don't play me. No.
And a little bit. I mean, Chad. No. Okay. Not the side. Put your head down a little bit. Like the top of your head kind of looks like Derrick Henry. Like I see it, Rand.
I don't.
The top of your head looks like Derrick Henry's top of the head. I know because I used to give him haircuts, so I know.
Oh no, I ain't cut the dreads, bro. I got the dreads back here, still pumping and jumping.
Haircuts, you know what I'm saying? I used to hook them up, man. Anyway, we got 9 days until, not including today. We have 9 days until we start getting training camp with fans. So, if you see me there, say what's up. I'm planning to do live streams after every day, so Brad will probably join me when he has.
For sure, you know that.
I mean, where's the wisdom? Should bring back the beat. Yeah, I would say. Okay, here's a good one. I'm trying to think of something good, right? I gotta give him something fire, man. I would say this.
Hey, I got some real talk. Yeah, it's hot outside. Make sure y'all stay hydrated. Drink your water.
Rad, no, you can't use that.
Well, it's hot. It's hot as the devil's toenails. Make sure you're drinking some water. Drink some water. A lot of people don't stay hydrated, bro. You gotta stay hydrated out here.
Great value. If you know, maybe you weren't in here at the beginning. Great value. Smiley face gummies are the best gummies. And if you know, chat knows. If not, well, figure it out because you got to get some, and you will know. One bite, you'll know.
All right.
favorite, but I like Kamar. Yeah.
There it is. Hey, everybody have a blessed day. Smack that like button, and we out. You heard?
You're still here? It's over. Go home.